All right, hello everyone and welcome to Copilot. Today we're here at the Pearson International Airport, and as you can see we're on the FedEx ramp with the PMDG 737-700. This is part one of a four-part series where we'll be doing a flight from here down to Tampa International. I'm going to be taking you through exactly how I navigate my way around the PMDG 737 to do a flight. So if you're new to flight sim or you're new to the PMDG 737 and want to see how another novice does it, then you've come to the right place. So let's get started with part one here. This is part one, the flight planning. Now, for planning my flights in Microsoft Flight Sim, there's two tools I use, SimBrief and Navigraph. So let's get started with SimBrief. And here we have it. As you can see, this is the flight planning page, and I've already have the flight set up. I've done this flight before, so I figured this would be a good one to use for this demonstration. So as you can see, we're going to edit this flight. We're going to use the current time, and there we go. So we're just updated it to our current time and weather information. So we'll start at the top of SimBrief. Now I use SimBrief for two reasons. One, it's the best flight planning tool I could find for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And two, it's free. Yeah, and you just can't beat free. What else can I tell you? Alright, so let's quit wasting time here and get right down to it. I'm going to show you how we create the flight plan and get this flight plan into our PMDG 737. Okay, so you start at the top here where it says flight info. You can see I've already got it all put in, so you can just add whatever your information is. So you can see airline today, we're FedEx, FDX. Our flight number is 550. We're departing Charlie Yankee Yankee Zulu, Toronto Pearson International for Kilo Tango Papa Alpha, Tampa International. Now as for the alternate, I left that on auto, and it's SimBrief has picked my alternate for me, which looks like it's Miami, and that's good, and it's showing our current date and time. That's it for the flight info. You just put that in. The only other things you need is your aircraft type. So as you can see, I came down to the list and I put in the Boeing 737-700, and I put in the BED-EK Betic Special Freighter variant. Once I done that, it's put in everything else for me. I think I also changed the registration from PMDG to the proper registration here. The descent profiles, the cost index, I put it at 25 because I set it up for 25 in the aircraft. I just like to use 25 for the cost index, so I put 25 in there. But the climb profile, descent profile, I left the same. Fuel factor, I left the same. SimBrief has put in our call sign, FedEx 550, and that's about it. That's all I did. The only other things I changed, I came down here to units and I changed it from kilograms to pounds for our American friends. And our flight's an IFR, going to be an IFR flight. SimBrief has picked out our departing runway and arrival runways, and it's picked out our stars and SIDS, and it's put a recommended flight plan right here at the bottom for us. It's the Beach 3 departure via the IRA intersection. We'll be flying the Quebec 103 airway to Slojo, and then we'll be joining the Quebec 75 to Tufel, and then we'll be arriving via the Banff transition on the Dades 1 arrival. And that's it. SimBrief, once I hit this generate, SimBrief will generate all of that for me. Up here you can see that SimBrief is been integrated with Navigraph. It's fantastic. If I want to, I can come up here, I can, you know, load up my wind barbs. So yeah, okay, it looks like we're gonna be having some pretty strong crosswinds from the west along just pretty much this whole flight. My guess is we're going to be cruising right through the jet stream. So let's see if we can see the jet stream here. Yep, we are flying right through the jet stream, my friends. Now if I wanted to, we could plan to fly underneath the jet stream so we're not flying through these strong crosswinds here. But since I'm not paying for jet fuel, we're going to plow our way right through that jet stream at our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet. Now, the altitude I did change that from auto, and I plugged in 37,000 feet. So we'll cruise at 37,000 feet right through this nice jet stream. We're definitely gonna be having 100 plus knot winds from the west. All right, so that's it. That's all it takes to create a flight plan. Now you can see why SimBrief is great. It's totally integrated with Navigraph, and it gives me a lot of information. I already know I'm flying through crosswinds, I'm flying through the jet stream. You know, you can plan your flights accordingly. Okay, so that's it. Our flight plan is created. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to generate the flight. When I click on the generate the flight, you'll see a notification pop up on the bottom right hand corner of my screen, notifying us that there's a new flight plan ready for download. So we'll go ahead, we'll click on generate flight. And there it is. Our flight's generated. There's our notification telling us there's a flight plan available for download. We'll do that in 1 sec. It shows us up here what time we generated the flight. We can close that. And now here it gives us a comprehensive view of our flight plan. We can come down to the briefing preview, open that. And there you have it. Our entire flight plan is here. Winds, cargo, payload, fuel. It's fuel planning. It's all right here. So we have all the information we need for this flight. Okay, and if we go up further up, you can see our load sheet is showing us our block fuel that we are going to have to set up our fuel. It's showing us our cargo and our payload, and it's showing us our flight. So now we got to get this flight from here SimBrief into our PMDG 737. And SimBrief has made that extremely easy with the SimBrief downloader. We'll open that. And this is the SimBrief downloader. You can download that onto your desktop. And this allows us to download our flight plan into a lot of places. All these are places you can send your flight plan. That's it. It's great. So yeah, but for our purposes today, we're dealing with the PMDG 737. So we want to send our flight plan to the PMDG flight plan folder that's inside our PMDG 737-700 folder. This just maps the path to that folder, and over here I can see the download arrow, and just click on that. And bang, that's it. Our flight plan has been downloaded into that folder. We can close that. I also want the PMDG wind uplink. These are all going to give us all our wins for our FMC along our route that we're going to be dealing with. So we're going to go ahead and also download those. And there's our wins. And we'll close that. And we'll close our downloader. Tells us our program is still running in the background, which is fine. And that's it. That's our flight plan is created. We've sent the flight plan to our PMDG 737. And now we turn to the second tool we use for navigation and flight planning in Microsoft Flight Sim, which is Navigraph charts. And we'll scroll it out here. As you can see, this is the Navigraph charts page. It's an empty page right now. So now what we want to do is we want to get our flight plan from SimBrief into Navigraph charts. Now, before we do that, let me just start by saying that I subscribe to Navigraph charts. I have an annual subscription to Navigraph charts, and it's fantastic. It gives you everything you need for the flight in one place. It gives you all your charts, all that stuff I showed you on the last page with the jet stream and that. It's all here too. The wind barbs, the jet stream, weather radar, so on and so on and so on. Navigraph charts is great, and not only that, it gives me all the charts I'm going to need for my flight, as you'll see here in a second. Okay, so let's get our flight plan from SimBrief into our Navigraph charts, and that couldn't be any easier. We just come up here where it says import flight, click on that, gives us a little drop down window, and we import from SimBrief. That's simple. We open it up, you're going to see the latest flight we just created will always be on top. We'll click on that, and there you go. It's loaded our entire flight plan into Navigraph charts, and we can see it here. You can see my aircraft sitting up here at the top. We are at Toronto Pearson International, and we are sitting on the FedEx ramp. And if I want to, I can bring up the airport charts from Navigraph charts and overlay that right onto my Navigraph moving map, just like that. And there you go. There's my airport chart with all my airport information, all my taxiways. Yeah, it's great. I can't say enough for Navigraph charts. You can see at the bottom here I got the telemetry on. It's all blank now because we're sitting on the ground, we're not moving. But yeah, it's great. It's giving me my route up at the top there, and of course right here along the bottom it's also giving us all our charts. Here's our departure charts. Today we are departing on the Beach 3 runway 23, Beach 3 to Ara. So yeah, this would be our chart right here for runway 23, and this is our departure right here. And this is the departure we'll be flying. And since we're leaving on runway 23, we can see it right here. It totally describes our departure. We'll be flying runway heading to 1,100 feet, at which time I'll engage the autopilot. We'll do a climbing right turn to heading 245, or as assigned by ATC. We're not using ATC today, so we'll be turning to a heading of 245, and we'll be expecting radar vectors to Myrtle. So like I said, we're not using ATC today, so we'll be going to Myrtle, our first waypoint for our departure, which we can see is right here. Okay, and we're gonna climb to 5,000 feet. So there's our departure. It's to totally explain to us exactly how we're going to fly our departure. And if that seems a little overwhelming to you, then don't worry so much about it, because I'm going to show you how we're going to program our FMC to navigate, to comply with our charts and plans. Okay, so that's it. We have our flight plan created on SimBrief. We've downloaded our flight plan to our PMDG 737, and we've gotten our flight plan into our Navigraph charts. Now, what's also great about Navigraph charts, you can go and view your entire flight plan, like I showed you in SimBrief on the flight plan briefing right here, SimBrief OFP. Click on that, and there you go. Here's our entire flight plan right here. All the information we could ever want is for this flight is right here. So that's it. Navigraph charts is set up. SimBrief is set up. We can go ahead and set up our approach into Tampa. We're going to be coming in on ILS 1 left, and we're transition. We're going to take final, and that's it. Okay, and there's options. You can export the flight plan, all your maps, your flight plan maps, your wind charts. It's all right here. So we're ready to go. Get us back to general here, and we can close our FPS. There's our flight plan, and there we go. Can center it back on our aircraft, center our map up, and there we go. Our Navigraph is all set up. Now, also with Navigraph charts, you can also bring up your weather radar. Right here, we can see our rains, our storms, and it gives you all this information: METARs, turbulence, icing. You know, we can click on icing. Doesn't look like we're going to be dealing with too much icing. Looks like some icing going into Tampa there, so we'll keep an eye on that. On our descent into Tampa, there's going to definitely be some icing we'll have to keep an eye on. But yeah, it gives you all this information. That's why I love Navigraph charts, and is why I pay for an annual subscription. I'm not much of a subscription guy, but yeah, when it comes to Navigraph, I don't mind. You can also see it's giving us our runway information. It's not showing any winds on here in Toronto. I'm not sure if that's right or not. It sounds windy. I haven't really checked the ATIS. SimBrief is also great for that. Let me just show you that too. We'll bring our SimBrief back up for a sec. We can go to weather and NOTAMs. We can click here, enter Kilo Tango Papa Alpha, and hit search, and bang, there we have it. Our complete area forecasts, our ATIS reports for Tampa. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, it looks like we got some low clouds. Yeah, we got some rain, broken clouds. Yeah, so we got some weather happening in gusting 20 knot winds. Yeah, so it looks like we got some weather happening in Tampa, so it should be a fun trip. All right, so there's our flight plan created in SimBrief. It's in our PMDG 737. Our Navigraph charts is all set up, and we're on the ramp ready to go. So that will do it for part 1, the flight plan and planning our flight. So now I hope you'll join us for part 2, where we set up the FMC and we get the aircraft set up and we get our flight underway. So until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you all in part 2, the setup.